What's going on, guys? This is Matt the Lawn Care Little Guy, and I'm going to do something real simple for you guys today. I'm just going to do a leaf cleanup, and I'm just going to kind of video it. Might do it on a time lapse, I'm not sure. But I'm going to try it a little bit different way than I normally do it, just a little bit different. Normally what I do is I would blow all the leaves, as many as I can, in the middle of the yard, and I just mulch them all up. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to mulch first, then I'm going to blow, and then I'm going to mulch again, just to see if that makes any difference at all. The idea behind it is I don't have such a big pile of leaves to mulch up at one time. I just mulch a lot of them, and then I throw some more in the middle, and then I mulch the rest of them. So that's my hope. So I hope you enjoy this video. Alrighty guys, I'm going to be kind of narrating this as I go to give you guys kind of an idea of what was going on in my mind, because I'm not claiming to be the best at leaf cleanups, but I believe this might be the easiest way. So if you're interested in leaf cleanups and you've never done them before, or you don't already have a system set, that's what this video is for. I'm going to give you kind of an idea of what I'm doing now. So I'll get started. I haven't done anything to these leaves to this point. This is exactly how it looked when I walked into the property. So my mindset right now is I'm just gonna mulch up the leaves that are on the ground as they lay, because most of the leaves have fallen in this area, and if I get too big of a pile, then the mower can't actually handle it. So my objective here is to not blow anything, not consolidate the leaves just yet, but only to mulch the leaves that are actually on the ground at this point, and then I'll come back and I will blow more leaves into the area, as you'll see later on in the video. So I'll talk a little bit about the equipment I got today, or for this job. It is the HRX 217. I'm coming to find out that it's an excellent mulching mower for leaves. You might have seen another video, I think it was 2 videos ago, where I used it on another property and it did an amazing job. And I've got it set, the front at 4 inches and the back at 3 inches, and I'm mowing tall fescue. In this area, tall fescue is very uncommon because it's pretty high maintenance. We have over 300 sunny days a year here in Oklahoma City. And sometimes, most of the time actually, we're in a drought condition. So fescue requires more water than what nature gives it. So most people don't have it. They just go with the Bermuda, which is extremely drought tolerant. So that's the mower I use. And the blower that I'm going to be using is the 580 PB 580T. It's made by Echo backpack blower, and it is sufficient for the job. So here I go. I'm just working it around. This is not the only section of the yard. This is just the side section. I've got this yard broken up into multiple sections. I just kind of work one section at a time, and then hopefully I can really represent my method well. Moving camera, there's my other large section. Again, I haven't done anything to this area yet, and I apologize for the brightness. I've adjusted the settings in a couple other frames, or in future frames, so you can't really see exactly how it is, but I think you get an idea where most of the leaves are. Right over here by that big tree that is on the right-hand side of your screen is a huge tree, and most of the leaves drop down in the flower bed and onto the, just outside the edge of the flower bed. But I'm going around the entire yard. I want to make it look as good as absolutely possible. I'm going to outline it. There's a little section over there that I'm kind of going back and forth on. And this is kind of an awkward backyard because not only does it have this large flower bed area that I'm over at right now, you can see the small flower bed area right there in the center of the lawn, and then off to the right, or the left-hand side of your screen, that's actually a small fountain, a water feature that they have there, which I don't worry too much about digging leaves out of that until the springtime, because I will come and pump that out for them and clean that up and get it all nice and pretty. So I'm outlining the yard.
By the way, guys, this video is in real time in that I did not speed up the frames, but I did cut the fat. So if there's any dead space in the video, I did cut that out, which there is not very much. But I am moving at normal speed. I'm not sped up or slowed down. I really don't like doing leaves. I really don't like doing leaves, actually. I kind of miss out on a bunch of money. So this, doing leaves is a huge opportunity in our industry to make some money even when the grass isn't growing. But I just don't like them. I don't like being out in the cold that much. But I'm trying to enjoy it. And so I'm taking my time. I'm not going extra fast. I'm not going extra slow. I'm trying to just enjoy being out there today. This day that I did this, which is in the past, was a pretty nice day. As you can see, I'm not all bundled up or nothing, so it was actually a pretty nice day. It's later in the day. I came after my full-time job, so that's why the light is not good. And that's one thing about your leaf cleanups, is if you have another job or whatnot, it can be difficult at times because you have very limited daylight. After daylight savings time happens, your ability to get work done drops like crazy, because it not only is it getting darker earlier, but then you just lost an hour on the back end of your day. So it's kind of difficult if you're working a day shift job to get out there and do things like this. So that's another reason why I don't take a whole lot of these jobs, because after the lawn season, I'm pretty happy to take my downtime with my family as much as absolutely possible. So I don't get out there very much on Saturdays or Sundays. I will if I have to, but I don't usually. So again, like, this is my initial pass. I haven't blown anything yet, but I am getting pretty close to that time, and I'm just mulching up as much as I can for what's on the ground. I'm gonna leave the frame, and in a minute here you'll see me blowing. I'm in the flower bed area, and you can see all those leaves. All those leaves, yo. I'm gonna try to blow them out of the flower bed. And the hardest part about blowing leaves out of flower bed is that you don't blow the mulch into the yard. With the leaves, that is. Especially when you have a lot of leaves, because you really gotta go full throttle to move those leaves, at least with the 580. There's other backpack blowers maybe more powerful that you may not have to go full blast, but nonetheless, you still have to move the volume of air to move the leaves. It still requires, and if it's gonna move the leaves, then it's a strong possibility that you're gonna move the mulch as well. Fortunately for this property, I do mulch on it every year, and my past me at the end of this video is gonna talk more about that probably, but I'm not too concerned about it. I just don't want to blow all the mulch, because this particular flower bed has the really thick chunks of bark. It's like bark mulch. It's not fine. It's very coarse. So I don't want to blow that out in the lawn if I don't have to, but I still want to get the leaves out. But because I do the mulch every single year, I'm not all that concerned about getting all of the leaves out. I just want to get the bulk of the leaves out of the flower bed, so I don't have to deal with that in the springtime, and that's less material that I have to take away when I do finally do the mulch. So you can see how it looked, and then I'm blowing a pretty significant amount of leaves into the grass. And I do spend quite a bit of time out here, because there's all kinds of awkward stuff. There's like this big electrical box back there. It's like a huge box. I mean, I don't know, it might be like a 4x4 box. It's a pretty big box, and leaves get trapped behind there and behind these shrubs, and they just get trapped everywhere. So you got to focus a lot of attention in moving them out. And she's got a lot of lawn ornaments as well. So I'm trying to dodge those as I'm stepping through the flower bed. There's no flowers actually back there where I'm at right now in the front part, where you see like the two separate little sections at the very front. That's where all the flowers are. Everything else is just that big tree, a couple shrubs, and that big old box back there. So I'm spending a pretty good time out here. And that's actually why I wanted to do that first pass, is because blowing all these other leaves from that flower bed, I knew there's going to be just a ton of leaves and I didn't want to overload my mower. I wanted it to be able to handle it. Then while I got a little bit of time to talk to you, there's sections of this yard that I'm trying to rehab, and I planted new fescue grass, and where I'm stepping right there, there's some new grass planted off to the right hand side of your screen where you can actually see grass. That's a rehab area. And then there's going to be a spot that's not in frame, but there's 3 separate areas that I'm rehabbing. Actually 4 separate areas. So one focus that I'm doing is I'm trying to blow the leaves off of those areas, because I don't want to continually be walking over it and running my mower over it. Where I'm at right now, there's a bunch of monkey grass over there, decorative grass, and it catches those leaves and just holds them, just holds those leaves, and it can be difficult to blow them out. But I'm not paying a whole lot of attention, because in the springtime coming, I'm going to cut all that off and take it away anyway. Probably when I do the flower beds. And then I'm trying to get it to the center of the yard and get it away from the edge of the flower beds, because my mower can't get there. It doesn't have enough vacuum to suck those leaves up. So I'm trying to get it away from the edges. There you go. That's the actual flower area that I'm blowing off right there. Everything's dead in there right now. I plant a bunch of annuals in there. There's some perennials, but we're going to completely redo that next year. She wasn't entirely happy with what I planted in there, but she's easy going. I'm blowing away from the edges, spots where my mower cannot get, trying to get it out in the center. It's good to consolidate leaves when you're going to mulch them up. Okay, here we go. Now here's where it happens. Here's the magic. See, there's 3 ways you can do leaves. In my past video, which I'll try to put a card up, but if not, I'll make it an end screen. So stick around to the end if you want to link to the last time I did this property. But there's 3 ways you can take care of leaves. You can mulch them like I'm doing today. You can pick them all up, or you could do a combination. You can pick some up, and then you can mulch some. So as to minimize the amount that you take away, or to completely eliminate the amount that you take away. This year, I just wanted to give it a try. See if I could do it. See if there's any easier. And I found out that, at least at this property, if I make a couple visits, do it in phases, then I actually don't have to take any leaves away at all. And being that they are a subscriber and that they prepay for the entire year, this is something that is included and already paid for. So while I'm not doing much, it's my pleasure to come out here and mulch up these leaves for them. And I don't have to take any away. Because here, I don't know how it is with you, but I don't have a local compost. There is a compost, but I have to be a resident of that city, and I am not a resident of that local city. So I cannot get rid of these leaves if I were to take them away without being charged. And the closest landfill would be a minimum of $50, or I could drive a little ways, maybe about a half an hour away, and I can spend about $20 to get rid of them. But that's time and money that I don't want to spend. So I'm opting to mulch them. Now that first pass you saw is almost like just a regular mow. I just treat it kind of like a regular mow. This one, I'm not trying to hit 100% of the whole area of the yard. I've already blown my leaves into a consolidated area or areas, and now I'm just going over those areas. Because I'm not really cutting the grass at this point. I'm just mulching leaves. That is all. This is a beautiful yard. This is one of my most pretty yards, and although I'm not a fan of all the lawn ornaments, this is the most well-kept, most paid attention to lawn that I have. And she is older, and that is pretty common for older. All right, there you go. Back to the old area. It was all clean, and then I messed it up with putting all those leaves back in. Why would I do that? Why would I do that to myself? Why? Why? Yeah, it's just the method I'm choosing. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want. Whatever way is most enjoyable for you and most profitable. Now this is a start to finish video, and I'm sure that you already saw how long it was, so you already know how long it took me. And I did say I trimmed the fat on this video, so it did take me a little bit longer, but I will say this. This is a almost a 37-minute video, but I only trimmed off about 6 minutes. So it took me about 42 minutes, 43 minutes to do this job, which I didn't think was too bad. And I don't have to take the leaves away. As you can see, this mower is really chewing up these leaves. It really is. Now I gotta say, it does look better on camera than it did in person. So later on you'll see me running the blower again. You're like, why is he running the blower? Well, I'll tell you when we get there, so stick around. But it's doing a really good job. Back with the blower. So it doesn't look too bad back there, but even though the leaves are mulched up pretty small, they can still mat, and that's actually the purpose. We don't pick up leaves just to make more money. There's actually a purpose behind it. And it's not even necessarily to make the lawn look better, although that is a purpose. But if you're like me, I kind of like the look of leaves. I really do. I think they're beautiful. I love the look of grass too, and I like things to look nice and clean and all that, but I really do love the look of the grass, or the look of the leaves, excuse me. Hope that wasn't too loud in your ear. The allergies are just killing me, especially since I've been dealing with these leaves. It's so dusty. But the reason why I pick up the leaves, or why I want to pick up the leaves, is because if they're allowed to stay on the grass and they're allowed to mat down, get wet and mat down, and they will kill your grass, and that's not what we want to do. That would look terrible for the summertime, so we want to pick them up. Well, I'm mulching them, and the chunks of leaves are getting smaller, that's for sure. However, they're going down lower below the surface of the grass, and it can still mat because there's no heat. It's all cold, right? So in order for these things, the leaf mulch to decompose, heat helps with that. When it's colder, it's more of a preservative. When it's hotter, it facilitates the decomposition process. And I'm not extremely knowledgeable in this area, but what I do know is that if I don't minimize the amount of thatch, which is decomposition sitting above your soil, then that can create a barrier for water and nutrients to get down to the roots of your grass, and eventually you'll have areas of failure. So I want to get as much of that mulch at least spread out, not consolidated in one spot. So it's kind of interesting how this process works, because you're consolidating in one area and then you're spreading out in another area. So there's benefits to both. And in my process, I have both, and for different purposes. So I'm just cleaning up this area, and I'm getting all those small pieces. And also, there's this corner where I'm at right now where I didn't get many of those leaves. That's a big pile of leaves right there that I got to get rid of them. So I'm blowing them. And I'll tell you one thing that I would do differently that I'm seeing on video. It's almost like a football coach reviewing the game, watching tape when I'm doing these videos, because I'm seeing it like, oh man, that's inefficient. I should have done that differently. But what I should be doing differently is, you notice I kind of blew off on the bottom side of the screen, and then I started blowing at the top side of the screen. Well, what happens is I'm pushing leaves back and forth when I really need to be pushing them all one direction. So what I should have done is I should have started at the top of the screen and worked my way down. Of course, I'm using the screen as that. I wouldn't know that while I'm out there. But as I'm looking at it, that's what I should have done. I should have worked from top to bottom and from right to left, so I don't have to continually go back and blow off where I've already blown off before. It's a little tip from one rookie to another, if that's what you are. Never stop learning. This is my 5th season. Whoops, didn't even do that. Guess I'll have to pick that up. I'll get there. I did pick it up in the end. but I'm not sure if I got caught on camera for that. But yeah, this is my 5th season, and always learning. Every single year I learn something new. And looking at my own videos, like I said, I kind of learn from myself a little. So I pushed all those leaves from one area now into another area. And again, the reason why I wanted to do that was because there's that area of rehab that I'm doing on this lawn, and I don't want to continually be running over that. So I'm trying to get it away from the edges so as my mower can reach it, but then also I'm blowing it away from areas I'm trying to rehab in this lawn. So I'm back in the flower bed. I wish I could tell you why. I wish I could say that I got all the leaves out from there, but apparently I didn't. So I'm blowing some mow. Blowing and mowing, blowing and mowing. More blowing, more mowing. Yep. So maybe you're not a rookie. Maybe you do leaf cleanups differently than I do. I would love to hear about that. I would love to have a comment. I would love to interact with you guys. So I make these videos just for you guys. And me, I guess now, finding out, but I started out just for you guys. Never forget my first subscriber. When I got my first subscriber, I was like, I only had one video up. And I was like, oh man, I got a subscriber. I need to start making videos. Well, now I got over 400, and I'm really proud of that. But even if I just had one subscriber, I'd still be making these videos. But I'm thankful for the 400. Thanks guys, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. This video is not over. Yeah, so that's another area that I'm rehabbing over there, so I'm blowing it away from there. I'm trying to get it all to this one side of the lawn is what I'm trying to do at this point. Because I'm getting on the bottom side, I've already mulched up most of the leaves, so now I'm getting more refined. Where I had multiple areas that I was going to run my mower, now I'm trying to consolidate it down to one singular area. And where you see most of the leaves, that's where I'm trying to keep most of them. Yeah. Maybe you guys could tell me what you guys are doing this fall time. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did this job before Thanksgiving, but now it's after Thanksgiving. Present me is post Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had a good one. I know I did. Watched a little bit of Cowboys football, and I'm not a Cowboys fan, but Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. Had my dinner, took a nap, woke up when the football game was still on. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. See, there's still quite a bit of leaves there. Blown away from the edge. Always, it's just this constant rotation. Blow it away from the edge. Get it all in one area. That patio, you never did get to see the patio because that's where my camera's kind of pivoting from, but it seems like I was constantly going back to that patio and blowing off the corner. Which a little tip for blowing off in corners, how do you get the debris out of the corner? You blow against the wall. Don't blow the leaves or whatever it is you're trying to get out of the corner. Blow against the wall. Because what it'll do is it'll force that air down and push your debris out of that corner. You guys ever done that? Trying to blow things out of the corner by blowing the whatever it is you're trying to get out of there, and it just won't leave that corner? Yeah. Blow it against the wall. Alright. Looks like I'm back on the mower again. Oops. Forgot to put my throttle on. That HRX 217 has got two different things. It's got a hydrostatic transmission. It's got 7 speeds, and it's also got a throttle And on the throttle is where the stop is as well. I think I yanked on it and didn't have the throttle up. And I've had issues with this mower. It's pretty busted right now. It's just like run away. When I start, it's like, what? It's because it's just all jacked up. So I gotta be sensitive to that throttle. All right, back on this area. This will be a great angle, so you guys can see it really chewing those leaves up. Had to pick up one of those things I blew off the table earlier. In Oklahoma, it's super windy all the time. We have very few times a year where it's not windy, so I was fortunate to be able to do this with no wind. Well, little wind. Usually be blowing your leaves all over the place. It's almost pointless to do leaves sometimes. Oop, there it goes. Just a little bit. It's all right. I'm coming back to get you. I'm coming back to get you. Yep. I mean, look at that line. Look at that run. It's just chewing them up. See, don't feel pressure, guys, to take leaves away. You'd be surprised what you can mulch. You'd be really surprised what you can mulch. You can do a lot. Just chewing them up. You know, sometimes I do kind of slow down, like when I get a really big, pile, I'll slow down a little bit, just to give it time to chew up some of those leaves and make room underneath the deck for more leaves. So I'll slow it down a bit. You don't want to push them around. You actually want them to go underneath the deck. That's why I raise it up in the front, which more credit to NW Lawns. They had a video. We got the same mower. And I used to have a 1/2-inch rake. Rake means that angle of the pitch of your deck. But he said use a 1-inch, and I did, and it's been amazing. I think I'm going to go around this little area a few times because I didn't blow it away from the edge very well. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to look amazing when you're done. Here, see that? I'm trying to get as close to that thing as possible because I didn't do a very good job of blowing it away. But sometimes it's hard because you're blowing leaves one way and then you blow them another way, blow them this way, blow them that way. So you eat up a lot of time if you get too precise about your leaf cleanups. And remember what the purpose is for. You want to get those leaves up so it doesn't kill your grass. But it also looks good too. Keeping it green. Can't remember what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm getting the blower again. Blowing those leaves. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm really, now I am kind of focused on making it look as good as possible, trying to get those tiny chunks. Very similar to that other area that I had. It's talking about how even the tiny chunks will create thatch above your soil layer. So I'm trying to get that, make sure I don't have any concentrated areas with small pieces that are going to create unnecessary thatch. So I'm blowing it up, getting it up away from the ground, up on top of the grass. And moving it around, spreading it around a little bit so as to distribute it. Just quick motions back and forth. I kind of think about it kind of like throwing a punch, like an air punch at the leaves. So sometimes I get a little aggressive, like, with the nozzle. So I feel like if I really sweep fast or hard, it somehow blows the leaves better. I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like it does. So just real quick motions is what I'm doing, trying to just really kick everything up as much as I possibly can. Doing the same thing over there. trying to get it all in one area again. Back to moving it all in one area again. But I'm just about done. Hang in there, guys. We're just about done. I'm gonna give you an after shot. I had to adjust the light on these video frames because the light was really poor. Like I said, I was in the evening time, so I didn't have a whole lot of sunlight. So I had to adjust these frames. So guys, I got some big changes coming up in the channel as well. While I got a little bit of idle time. Big changes going on with the channel. A while back I asked you guys if you thought you might want me to incorporate my tag time into these videos or to keep it separate, do it on a separate channel. And you guys kind of voted and decided that it's going to keep the tag time in these videos. But I think I've decided to separate it out again. I'm going to be moving my tag times over to my other channel, which is just my personal channel, Matt Clevenger. I'll put a link in the description, and you can come and visit it, and you can hear some more about tag time. Now, each video will have a solicitation to that channel because I don't believe in doing this without a purpose, without keeping my life's mission at the front of this. So I do love cutting grass. However, I don't think I was put on this planet to cut grass. I think I was put on this planet for bigger things. But I want to use my passion, which is cutting grass, to facilitate my purpose, which is spreading the gospel. So if you want to hear more about the gospel, if you want to hear more about Jesus, if you've got questions, I would love to have you come over and visit my other channel, Matt Clevenger. Again, the link will be in the description, and you will get tag times, you will get teachings of many sorts. So just come on over and check it out. Not much content on there at the moment though, but get notifications, hit the bell, and you will get notifications. So this is going to be one of my last passes, guys, and then I'm going to give you guys a finished product. I'll go back to the past Matt, who was on the job site, and he will tell you a little bit more about the finished product. I think you guys got a pretty good idea of how I did this leaf cleanup, and I hope that you guys think it's a good job. And maybe it might encourage you to go do more leaf cleanups, knowing that you do not have to take the leaves away if you don't want to. It is possible to make the yard look wonderful and accomplish the goal without all that extra work. So I'll leave you to the music, and then in just a couple minutes, past Matt will pick up the ball from present Matt, and we'll get this video wrapped up.
Alrighty, y'all, that's going to do it. So I did a little bit different last year. If you guys remember, my video last year was mulching leaves with the Time Master. It's the same property, except what I did was I mulched some and then I took some away. But this time what I decided to do was, no matter how many leaves it was going to do, I was just going to mulch them up. I was not going to take leaves away this time. So you guys saw the yard in the beginning with all the leaves that were out there, and let's take a look at it now, okay? Can you see leaves? Yeah, you can see a couple leaves, right? You can see a couple leaves. But man, I gotta say, that Honda HRX really mulched it up good. Really mulched it up good. We'll give another look over here, okay guys? There we go. And then back over here. Remember all those leaves that were over here? Yep. All right. So now you guys actually have had a good look at this property and how I did the leaves for this property this year, and I think I might try to keep on doing it this way probably. That was pretty easy, if I could be honest with you. Is it a lot of back and forth? Yeah, it sure is. But you know what? I don't have to take leaves away, and that really counts a lot. I highly recommend it. Now, if you guys notice, I did not completely blow out the flower beds on this one. This is not a legitimate like leaf cleanup per se, okay? Now, I did take a lot of leaves, no doubt. But this lawn, I actually do mulch every single year for these flower beds back here. So I'm not that worried about the leaves. I did blow some out. I blew a lot of them out. But next year, I'm coming to take all that mulch away anyway. And I'm going to replace it. So I'm not that concerned about the leaves up there. This is basically just to keep it from, just to protect the grass. So when the leaves get wet, they don't mat down the grass. And this fescue is a little bit finicky. If it's not able to breathe, if it's not able to get sunlight and things like that, then it will die out. Bermuda's a lot more resilient than that. But anyways, guys, that was the whole purpose of this. This is an annual subscriber, and they actually pay me up front the entire year. So it's my pleasure to come out and do this. They're not picky with me. They know I'm taking care of the lawn, and I just really, really appreciate them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the footage on this particular job, and I hope it might have helped you out if you're maybe in your first year. Wondering how to do leaf cleanups. I had fun making this video. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, and share this video. And thank you to those who are brand new to my channel. Thanks for tuning into me and watching me. And if you have a card, if you have a sticker, anything like that, make sure you check out the description below, because I have an address where you can send something to me if you want to send them to me, and I'll put you up on the community cabinet, which I'll let you know where that's at a little bit later in this video. But for now, we'll see you in just a couple more minutes. Okay guys, I got one last thing to wrap this video up, and that is another announcement with the channel. So not only am I moving the tag time over to my personal channel, Matt Clevenger, I will also be creating some consistency as far as videos being put out on a regular basis at a time that you can expect that they will be posted. So my goal used to be one a week, and I would try to get it out on Saturdays. Well, it wasn't working, just wasn't working. I'm a busy fella, and I want to make sure that you guys can count on me for something. So if I say I'm going to do something, I want to do it. So what I'm going to do now is by 2 p.m. every other Sunday, that's going to start probably next Sunday, okay? So today is Saturday right now. Tomorrow's Sunday. I won't be putting one out tomorrow, but I'll put one out next Sunday, and then every 2 weeks by 2 p.m. another video will drop from the Lawn Care Little Guy. So I'm looking forward to engaging you guys at that time. I'm looking forward to making better content for you guys, and I just really appreciate everybody who's watching, everybody who's subscribing. So love you guys. Pray for me. You know I'm praying for you. Go check out my other channel. As content drops, I'll let you know about that too. Love you guys.